Hi, I'm Dr. Patrick Garrett. I'm the Medical Director for the Cleaning Challenge National Program, and I want to talk to you guys about green tea. By far, this is one of the most common things I recommend for people, from just feeling better to actually reversing genetic mutations. Green tea is powerful, powerful medicine, right? The core of what I do is lifestyle medicine, food is medicine, and green tea is a powerful medicine. So it has a couple things in there that we want to talk about. Theanine is a very powerful amino acid that actually, when combined with that little tiny bit of caffeine, the 25 milligrams that's in green tea, it has a profound effect on memory and mood and our clarity of thought. So that's awesome by itself, right? You're not going to get that necessarily well, you won't from an energy drink or something else that's chock full of caffeine. You get that from green tea. The other thing is ECGC, right? It's an epigalic acid. And that is also a very powerful medicine that actually regulates DNA. So if you've ever heard of epigenetics, ECGC helps with the methylation process and turning on and off genes. So think about it. Every time you drink green tea, you are actually changing your genetics. So you want to turn off the bad genes, turn on the good genes. And green tea does that for us. It's one of a handful of medicinal foods that do that. The other thing that's in there is theophylline, and that actually regulates histone translation, which is embedded in DNA and tells the DNA polymerase how to actually create new DNA from that. So that way we don't replicate mutated DNA, or we don't mess up the translation process from the beginning. Those two things that are in your basic green tea are very, very powerful medicines. I mean, we're talking about reversing genetic changes when we do that, let alone just feeling better and thinking better. Now, what about the caffeine content? Well, green tea is 25 milligrams. Chocolate's 35. So a piece of chocolate actually has more caffeine than green tea. Now, a soda is 35 milligrams. Black tea is 50 milligrams. Yerba mate or Red Bull is about 85. And then like black coffee would be 100 to 200 based on the brew. So even from the same bag, you can brew it twice and get quite a bit of difference there. Now remember, it takes about 350 milligrams to start causing some anxiety. It takes about 500 milligrams to actually cause a full-on panic attack. And so by the time that hormones are just exhausted, they feel like crap, so they start using caffeinated things as legal drugs. They end up with some anxiety because of that. Green tea is not going to jack you up. Nobody's like freaking out and getting the jitters from green tea. So that 25 milligrams is bare minimum tiny amount. And the nice thing about that is that that little bit gives you that increased boost, but it doesn't cause you harm in the process. And that's the best kind of food as medicine. So the other thing is that studies show that people that drink 3 to 5 cups of green tea have about a 50% reduction in risk of heart attack and stroke. Well, that's pretty important since our population is one of the highest for heart attack and stroke. That's a pretty bold thing to say in this population. And there's studies that show about, 3 to 5 cups, women don't have cancer. And that's because, again, the epigenetic effects of that actually reverse damage mutation, DNA mutation, which then prevents cancer. One cool thing I learned from Janet Jackson, not the singer, she's an acupuncturist, Chinese medicine. She actually said that the second time you use your green tea bag, you get a little bit more medicinal value out of it. So that's even better because you can buy better tea and use it twice. You got good value there, right? If people don't like green tea all that much, in fact, our country used to have green tea, and then we went to war with Japan, and so we started buying black tea from India, and now we're switching back finally to that antioxidant reversing disease green tea. But it's a new thing for us, but it's really not. So remember that it's not something new. You can make sun tea out of green tea. It's fine. The other thing is like sencha or matcha tea, which are the powdered ones. So that's like the top of the line. Sencha, think of S as sun, right? So that's actually the best one. Matcha is actually covered from the sun with sheets, and so it has a little bit less nutrition, but it's a little bit more mild for you. Otherwise, your Stash and Yogi and some of the better brands, $2 to $3 to $4. Those are good brands. If it's less than that, it's probably not the greatest. A lot of countries will make fun of our tea that we drink, because they call it floor sweepings. But any bit of tea is better than no tea, and they just buy a little bit better tea for you. The other thing is some people don't like the flavor of green tea all that much, right? So go ahead and put an herbal tea in there that you like. Like this morning I'm having a one that's a pomegranate, acai, lemon, and then also my green tea. And so I get the flavor of what I like, medicinal power of the green tea. So thank you guys, and I hope that helps. And keep up the good work with Cleaning Challenge. You guys are doing awesome. Change lives. Thank you.